y'all, welcome to the very first episode of our self-love story, the audio diary podcast. I'm your host, Brandi Hess, and today we are taking the first step to falling deeper in self-love. First of all, I want to say thank you to each and every person who is tuned in to the show right now. I'm so glad that you decided to come along on this self-love journey with me. I'm thankful. I'm excited. I'm just feeling everything good right now that I'm starting this journey and that you are coming along on this journey with me. And just by being tuned in right now, you are officially a member of the Our Self-Love Story community, the OSLS community. So give yourself a clap for that. Welcome me, welcome you. And we're going to have fun here. So just to get started, I want to tell you a little bit about myself because I want to build a community. I want y'all to get to know me, and I want to get to know y'all as well. So a couple fun facts about me. Like I said, my name is Brandi Hess. I'm 24 years old. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. I'm a Taurus, and if I could travel anywhere in the world, I would go to Australia. I want to see the Great Barrier Reef. I want to see a koala, a kangaroo, maybe eat some freaking, I don't know. Whatever they eat out in Australia, that's what I want to do, okay? So if I could travel anywhere, I would go to Australia. So let me know if you're down on YouTube or Instagram. Let me know some fun facts about you. What's your sign? Where you from? And what's one place that you would travel to if you could go anywhere in the world? That's just a little bit about me. As the show goes on, you're going to learn so much about me, about my experiences and my emotions and everything, but this is just a little intro to get us started. So now that you know a little bit about me, let's talk about my podcast, Our Self-Love Story. So, like I said, Our Self-Love Story is an audio diary. So I always had diaries growing up in elementary school, middle school, high school. And in my diaries, it get real, okay? Like, I'm an introvert, and I think a lot, and I keep a lot inside. But when I start writing that diary, I don't hold nothing back, okay? Like, I am very vulnerable, very honest, very sincere and genuine whenever I am writing in my diary. And one page, I might be talking about a boy that I liked in school. The next page, I'll probably cuss my mom out, cussing my sister out, because they made me mad. I hope my mama never seen my podcast. Never found them in my diaries and read them. If she did, girl, I'm sorry, because I know I done cussed you out a couple times in my diary. Okay, but it's no hard feelings. It's no hard feelings. I just had to get it out. So just like those diaries that I had growing up, I'm going to use this podcast as a platform for me to really just be transparent and to be vulnerable and to share my true and genuine thoughts and emotions. And since I am sharing this with the world, this is a little bit different from your ordinary diary that, you hide in your room or in a closet somewhere that nobody can find. With this podcast, I'm sharing it with the world, and I'm opening myself up and opening up the doors for people to give me advice, for people to come along on my journey with me and to share their journeys with me as well. And we can help, be a community and help each other grow and help each other be better. And so that's what I'm hoping to get out of this podcast. I want to have a community, and I want to grow and learn from others and just really get everything out of my head and into the world. And one thing that makes this podcast different from other podcasts is that as a podcast listener, I've noticed that a lot of times people start a podcast once they're an expert, right? So they have mastered whatever field that they're in. So whether it's like a real estate agent or a fashion expert or a love coach, once they start the podcast, they have reached a point in their journey where they have become an expert. They've already been through all the trials and the tribulations, the ups and the downs, the good days and the bad days. But as a listener, I've always wanted to know, like, what was that process like for this person to become an expert in, real estate or whatever the case may be? What were those trials and tribulations? How did they feel at that point in time? And that's not something that I see a lot in podcasts. And so with me knowing that I wanted to start a self-love journey, I said, why not just take people along on the journey with me and give listeners that inside scoop that I've been looking for as a listener, and to invite them to join me as well. So I'm not an expert. I'm not a self-love expert. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just living my life. I'm going through my journey day by day, and I'm sharing it with you. And I hope that you will come along on the journey with me and support me as I go through that journey. And I want to be able to use this podcast as to look back 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now, to see how much I've grown, to see if I've grown at all, or just to see, just to recollect on where my mindset was at this exact point in time. So I'm so excited to get started with this, and this is my self-love journey. So if you're ready to embark on this self-love journey with me, let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to keep it all the way funky with y'all, okay? Where am I? And I'm going to start off by posing a question to myself, okay? Because I'm here by myself. So as the show goes on, I'm going to have guests. But for today, and for some episodes, I'm just going to sit down and talk to y'all face to face, okay? So today, we just talking. So I'm going to pose a question to myself. Where am I in my self-love journey? Alright, so right now, I know this is a podcast about self-love. Self-love is supposed to be positive and influential and all that good stuff, right? But the reality is, like I said, I'm on a journey, okay? And at this point in my journey, it ain't all, rainbows and roses and flowers. For the last 2 or 3 months, I really have not been in a good place mentally and emotionally. I've been very sad, very anxious a lot of times. Like, just my mind is constantly racing, constantly worried about what people think about me or how their perception of me, trying to please people. I haven't been speaking to myself in a very kind way, telling myself I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not good at my job, whatever. It's just a lot of things that I have just been telling myself, and just being very hard on myself. And I don't want to be in that place anymore. I'm ready to, I don't ever want to go back to that place where I was. Like, I was sad to the point that one day I was driving home from work and I just bust out crying because I was just feeling just like not good enough. I was feeling like everything that I did was wrong, like I was done. And it just, for the past 2 or 3 months, I've really been in that place. And it's gotten better. I would say like the last 3 weeks, I have been much better. But just remembering like how it was prior to that, I don't ever want to go back there. And that's what has prompted me to start on this self-love journey and really take it seriously, because I know what it's like to be in a really bad place. And I don't want to be in that place. I don't want to be in that place ever again. I don't want to be that person that is just not loving themselves, that is just not happy in life in general. I do not. And so that's why it's like, not only do I want to do this self-love journey, but it's kind of like I need to do it, because I can't live like that. I really cannot. So I really need to be on this journey, and I'm just being transparent with you about where I'm at right now. I'm starting from the bottom. I have nowhere else to go but up, because I was at the bottom, and that's not really where I want to be anymore, and where I don't want to allow myself to be.